Hi everyone, so this is my favorite type of nature. Look at this. There's a lot of moss, there's a lot of heather, some blueberry bushes, some tall and small trees. These are pine. So this is by far my favorite kind of nature here in Sweden. So where I'm at now is let me just wait for the wind to pass. So where I'm at now, hopefully you can hear me, is an area where we can find some I don't know the English word for it. Instead of swearing, I want to say crackers. So this is an area with some giant potholes. Is that a word in English? For like, it's from the Ice Age, where there are holes in the bedrock from where rocks have spun and made like kettle holes. We call them we call them like kettle holes, like kettles. It's because that's what it resembles mostly, like the inside of a kettle or a something like that. But I think it's giant potholes or something like that. So this is an area where there are supposed to be 3 of them, and every time I'm here, I feel like the landscape changes, and I'm not really sure where they are. So I'm hopefully gonna find one soon. I'm here to look at them and enjoy nature. And I thought I would take you with me a little bit on this excursion. So it's late October here. It's a good day. The sun is shining. It's about 12 degrees Celsius outside, and I'm gonna see if I can find this. So the scientific tale around these potholes are that the ice went over this area, and then there were rocks spinning in what was already small holes, and then they got bigger and bigger, like they were dug out by the rocks circling when the ice and the water, I think when the water melted away. But if we're gonna look at it from a shamanic perspective, then we have to talk about the story of creation. So the creation story in the Nordic shamanic tradition, and that it is a work of the giants. Kind of why we call it giants. It's not that it's giant, it's really big holes, because the holes can be small, but it's made by giants. So the giants in the Nordic tradition or the Nordic mythology, when the world was created, the giants were the ones who put everything in place. So the Earth Mother, or Audhumbla, the cow who created the world, who gave birth to the world, everything just bursted out of her, and the giants put it in place. So the giants are responsible for the chaotic energy that can sometimes feel disruptive. It can feel like you are the energy can feel self-destructive. Destructive is the word I'm looking for. But it's really creation at its finest, but it's the chaos within that time before you see the beauty. So the beauty we see now is these holes, and those are like dents in the landscape from when the giants because they didn't do this only when the world was created. sometimes the world needs to be reorganized. Our inner and our outer world needs to be reorganized. So the giants within us and outside of us just give it their best, you know. So let's see if I can find a pothole. I'm just standing still talking to you. That's not really what I meant to do. So let's see. I think there is one up ahead. I'm walking a path. So this is an area in the southern of Stockholm. This is a nature preserve area. Well, it's a national park, some of it, and then it's a nature preserve, and with not as big of limitations that I would like it to have, but because people are allowed to do quite a lot that I might not agree with. But so people can roam free quite a lot here as long as we leave the place the way we found it. Some people don't, but most people, I think, respects what it's supposed to preserve anyway, which in this specific area where I'm at are these holes. So just gonna see if I can take a look around. And yes, I have found one. I can't believe I almost missed this sign. So I'm gonna tease you a bit, and we're gonna look at the sign first. So let's see if I don't see any English text on here. So it says the giant's casseroles or kettles. So this is kind of the information sign. You can see the name of the preserve as well, and the giant. It says no, this is not the giant's casseroles or kettles, but giant forces were at large. So this is a hole. This is one of the holes. I don't think I can quite make out how big it is. So this is my hand, but it's not easy to show you how big it is. But yeah. And there's another one over there, so I'm gonna go there. I don't want to fall into one. I think there's two here and then one somewhere else. So this is the first one. And this is the second one. And it's a bit larger. It's definitely larger. Definitely larger. And so there's the sign again. So those are the holes. That's the first one. And let me see if I can angle this. Yeah, that's the second one. So yeah, those are our famous giant potholes. There usually are some text in English or on signs like this, but not here. I don't know why. I do know that there are tourists coming here in the summer and late summer, so I don't really understand why it's not in English and why there's no other indication on where you can find the information, because a lot of the signs in this area has like this: you can call a number and then listen on the phone, listen to the information, getting it verbally. So they should have some kind of, but I don't know. Maybe I should ask for it. Maybe I should send an email somewhere to make sure that happens. Yeah, so this area around it, and as you can see, there are a lot of like boulders and small stones, rocks, and even boulders. There's a boulder over there behind that. I like that boulder a lot, so we're gonna go there. I think we're gonna go towards the boulder. So we say goodbye to the potholes for now. I don't even know if they're called potholes. Maybe if someone knows, you can comment and correct me what the English term is, or I might put it in the description if I find it when I get home. So this is one giant boulder, and there's one behind there as well. You can see what I usually do, not specifically in this area because it is a nature preserve, but when I hold some ceremonies. I have held ceremonies here. I have. But what I don't do is leave offerings, because this is a sacred area, and it's a nature preserve, and I don't want to leave offerings. I have left offerings, by the way. I have left apples, so seedless apples, because I don't want to put anything here that doesn't belong here. So I don't want like an apple tree to sprout here. It won't, but you know. But I have left some fruit here at one occasion when I held a rune ceremony for the rune Turisas or Tush. But otherwise I prefer not to leave the offerings quite here, but I can sometimes give something to the wind that won't be, you know, here on the ground. But yeah, it's I think it's good to remember not to leave offerings directly on sacred sites. So this is a sacred site here in Sweden, definitely, with these boulders and these giant potholes, giant casseroles. Is that the right word? Or is it kettle maybe? So yeah, not to leave and not to take anything from here. Otherwise you can do a lot. You can sit here, you can walk here, you can enjoy nature, you can have picnic, you can because I know a lot of kids that just roam around and climb all over this place, even though it's maybe not what I would want people to do. I have climbed the boulders myself. I have done that. I won't lie. Of course I have. This is where I was brought up. This is the area where I have lived my entire life. I have visited this area with school, with family, with friends. I have been here summer, winter, fall, spring. I have enjoyed this area in all its glory, every season, every year since I was born, almost. So yeah, of course I've climbed the boulders. So yeah, that's a little bit of a tour among what the giants left behind, these boulders. So this is a rather big boulder. Maybe I can stand next to it and you'll see. So if I can stand, I think it will go here to where it's actually put, and this is the boulder. So it's about as tall as me, or maybe a little bit taller than me. There. It wanted to be in the shot. It really wanted to be in the shot. So yeah, I'm gonna go up again. That was a nice encounter. This is one of my favorite boulders. Yes, I really enjoy this boulder. So that's the other boulder, but and there's the sun telling me to get the H out of here, right? Like, you're done now. You're done now, Koala. It's good. You've told the tale. So yeah, now I'm finished and I'm gonna log off. Alright? Okay, so walk in beauty, walk with nature and all its glory, walk among the stones, and remember the giants didn't only roam Sweden and the Nordic countries, it roamed the entire world. There are giants like these in, I think, Northern America and other places in the world, Siberia. You know, there are, well, maybe not Siberia. I'm gonna have to remember how much where the ice were. But there have been several ice ages as well, so yeah. Walk in beauty and have a lovely day. Xingling!